transformed into a seemingly useless heiress, my entire family can hear the whispers of my heart. Is my brother truly destined to be a scapegoat? The child within me is not even his. The newly appointed director by my father is none other than the male lead, who will inevitably lead our company to ruin. How could my mother sell this stock when it skyrockets in just 10 days? The plot has spiraled into chaos. The male lead has been dismissed, reduced to an unemployed drifter, while I, pregnant and homeless, navigate this tumultuous existence. As for me, a mere bystander, I find myself pampered by three formidable figures in my family. Text begins. I have found myself within the pages of a romantic novel titled A Pregnant Wife is the Darling of the Big Shot. I have become Su Xingxing, the seemingly useless daughter of the Su family, with beauty that could rival the grace of a falling fish or a shy flower. I am described in the novel as gentle and lovely. Yet, these traits bear no relation to my reality. Indolent and unambitious, my mind devoid of knowledge, such as the portrayal of me in the original text. But it matters not. After all, none of the Su family members meet a favorable end. My brother, the second male lead, is deeply sentimental, yet his fate is riddled with betrayal. My father, the chairman, ultimately finds his company becoming a stepping stone for the male lead. My mother, passionate about finance, has woefully poor judgment in stocks, depleting the family's savings to nothing. Behold, the beginning is nothing short of hellish. It is not that I lack effort, rather. Embracing the art of neglect proves far more rewarding. With my left hand cradling a bag of chips and my right hand grasping a tablet, I indulged in a riveting drama, undeterred by the cacophony that erupted around me. The living room had transformed into a battlefield, thick with tension. My father roared in fury, "Su Yan, if you do not sever ties with this woman, do not consider me your father." My brother stood at the door, seething with indignation. "Fine, disown me then. When have you ever considered my feelings?" Beside him stood a girl, her head bowed, eyes rimmed with red. She resembled a delicate flower battered by a storm, her voice tinged with grievance. "Uncle, auntie, it's all my fault. Please don't blame a yen." Watching the drama unfold was far more enticing than any snack. I lifted my gaze to scrutinize her. So this was the female lead, Lin Luoyao? Her fair visage bore traces of tears, and a red mole at the corner of her eye added an air of fragility. What scene was being portrayed? As I watched, I strained to recall. My mother flitted between my brother and father, attempting to mediate, until my brother, gazing at Lin Luoyao's slightly rounded belly, spoke with heartfelt resolve. "Dad, Mom, regardless of your feelings for Luoyao, I will take responsibility for the child she carries." My father, in a fit of rage, delivered a resounding slap. My eyes widened in shock. So this was the pivotal moment. I couldn't help but mentally scoff. Is my brother truly determined to shoulder this burden? Does he not realize that the child in Lin Luoyao's womb is not his, but belongs to the male lead? If he breaks ties with the family and toils to raise the child for 3 years, Lin Luoyao will eventually seek out the child's biological father. My own brother. While infatuation is one thing, but becoming a cuckold is entirely another. The atmosphere suddenly fell silent. My brother's pupils dilated, caught between words. Huh? Why had they ceased their quarrel? Had my father's slap subdued him? I was at a loss. Lin Luoyao's tears cascaded down like pearls. She bit her lip, her gaze resolute. "Uncle, please don't hit a yen. I only want a complete family for the child." According to the script, my brother should have felt both moved and guilty upon hearing this. He would grab the female lead and storm out, leaving our parents in disappointment and heartache. Yet, my brother turned instead to Lin Luoyao's belly. After a long pause, he hoarsely asked, "Luoyao, can a 1-month-old child really show?" I was taken aback by this twist. I couldn't help but reflect. Goodness, when did my brother start using his brain? Isn't he supposed to be the most devoted second male lead? Could it be he has realized that Lin Luoyao is merely interested in his status? Or has he come to realize he is just a pawn in their narrative? My brother shot me a warning glance. I shrugged in response. What was he looking at? I was merely an innocent bystander. Lin Luoyao appeared flustered by his question, as if she too was bewildered by how events had diverged from her expectations. She hastily covered her abdomen, her eyes evasive. "A yen, what are you saying? I just ate a bit too much for dinner." My brother frowned, fixating on her tightly clasped midsection. The more she concealed, the more suspicion arose. After all, Su Yan was portrayed as a savvy businessman. He wouldn't be so easily deceived. Taking a deep breath, he stated, Luoyao, you should go home for now. I will contact you once I have resolved matters at home. Lin Luoyao's expression crumbled into one of helplessness as tears streamed down her face. Ayen, I have nowhere else to go. It's just you and the child for me. I recalled the original text depiction of the female lead, a mother's strength. Lin Luoyao thought of the child within her, determined to endure humiliation and attach herself to Su Yan for a prosperous future. In translation, Lin Luoyao's current mindset was, I will endure some suffering while you bear the burden of infidelity. Then you shall provide me with millions, a house, and care for my child. The female lead's acting deserves an Oscar. I hope my brother's infatuation isn't swayed by her antics. What a fool! Eagerly donning the crown of cuckoldry. Such misfortune befalls our household. Perhaps it was merely my perception, but my brother's expression grew increasingly dark. My father finally decided to unveil his trump card. Su Yan, if you choose to leave with her today, I will cancel all your cards and announce at the board meeting that your entire inheritance will go to your sister, Su Xingxing.
What?
Suddenly, my name echoed in the air, my small face filled with bewilderment. My brother showed no reaction to this revelation, but Lin Luoyao cast a glance of envy and resentment in my direction. Her complexion paled, teetering on the brink of collapse. Summoning her courage, she grasped my brother's hand. Ayen, I know you will take responsibility for my child, when to you? Even if your father cancels your cards. I remember you have a villa in the northern part of the city. I raised my hand, interrupting her. My brother gifted that villa to me for my birthday last month. My brother calmly withdrew his hand, stepping back. Luoyao, if I take you with me today, I have nothing but 500 yuan to my name. Alternatively, I can transfer you a sum of money, and we will sever all ties. The choice is yours. Think it over. Lin Luoyao appeared utterly distressed by his words, standing at the door with tear-filled eyes. Why are you treating me this way? Why should Su Xingxing enjoy a life of luxury from birth while my child suffers? How is this fair? I thought.
Dear sister,
Am I the one who made you pregnant? Even my brother regarded her with the eyes of one observing a lunatic. He pulled out his phone and tapped a few buttons. I've transferred 500,000 to you. Please do not contact me again. Lin Luoyao seemed poised to retort, but my mother interjected. Miss Lin, as a woman who has borne 2 children, I understand all too well what a 1-month pregnancy looks like. If you insist on staying, we will conduct a paternity test once the child is born. If the test reveals that my son is not the biological father, we will pursue legal action for damages. Wow, my mother truly was formidable. Her words struck like a death blow. Although the plot was veering wildly off course, it was undeniably captivating. Lin Luoyao's face drained of color in an instant. She turned to leave as if in a daze, her steps deliberately slow, glancing back repeatedly. Too obvious. Is she waiting for my brother to chase her? Goodness, at this pace, she'll take 10 minutes just to cover 50 meters. Hurry, Su Yan. You must pursue her. If you delay, your white moonlight will run off with another. With a resounding slam, my brother shut the door forcefully.
Oh.
The second male lead and the female lead had inexplicably advanced the plot. My brother settled beside the coffee table, his gaze fixed on me as though attempting to bore a hole through my face. Has Lin Luoyao truly rattled my brother? At least this way, he wouldn't be made a cuckold. But Lin Luoyao is not one to give up easily. He must remain vigilant. My brother cleared his throat. Xingxing. You, before he could finish, he was interrupted. My father approached with a stack of documents, patting his shoulder. Xiaoyan, I shouldn't have hit you earlier. I apologize. My brother lowered his head. It's nothing, Dad. It's my fault for being immature. In the realm of father-son relationships, there should be no lingering resentment. Although my brother still bore the mark of a slap on his face, a mere exchange of a few words swiftly mended their rift. My father placed a stack of documents on the coffee table and spoke with measured calmness. This is the latest employee transfer list. Handle it as you see fit. He added, I'm getting old, and the company will have to rely on you and Xingxing from now on. Xingxing, come here and learn from your brother, he beckoned. I ambled over, clutching a bag of chips, though my intention was merely to feign interest. Sigh. What is the use of learning all this? After all, the Su Corporation will eventually be brought to ruin by the male lead. Isn't the male lead thriving on the misfortunes of our family? My father gazed at me, his eyes wide with disbelief. What did you say? I was utterly bewildered.
Huh.
I hadn't said anything at all. I munched on my chips absent-mindedly, my gaze drifting to the employee transfer list, where a name suddenly stood out with startling familiarity. The new design director. Gulin. I paused, lost in contemplation for a few seconds before smacking my forehead. Goodness, Gulin. Isn't he the male lead? The original book never elaborated on how he brought down the Sue family. It was all about the tumultuous pursuit of love. So, he infiltrated the company first. Oh no, bankruptcy is imminent for my family. I cast a reluctant glance around the opulent villa, uncertain how many more days I could enjoy its comforts. The plush sofa was a particular delight. Just then, my father's resonant voice broke through my reverie. Xingsheng, starting tomorrow, you should also gain some experience at the company. Specifically in the design department. It felt as though a thunderbolt had struck me.
Me?
Gain experience? In the design department? To be placed alongside that deranged male lead? Father, are you truly sending me to my doom? Gu Lin, as the male lead, was not only entangled with Lin Luoyao but also surrounded by a host of admirers. He indulged in the attentions of various women while maintaining an aloof demeanor, neither rejecting nor fully accepting their affections. It seemed he relished the spectacle of his doting wives vying for his attention, tacitly encouraging them to undermine the female protagonist behind the scenes. Frankly, he was nothing but an insufferable cad. And at this moment, this very cad scrutinized me from behind his desk. Are you the new assistant director? He inquired. I nodded. He frowned, yet a glimmer of smug satisfaction flickered in his eyes. Su Shengsheng, is it? Put away those petty thoughts. I've encountered many women like you. What? I slowly formed a question mark in my mind. He narrowed his eyes, a mocking smile playing on his lips. I admit you possess more beauty than those outside. And your choice of tight-fitting pants was clearly a ploy to entice me. I glanced down at my attire. Just a pair of utterly ordinary jeans, layered over thermal leggings and lined undergarments. How could that possibly be deemed sexy? I struggled to articulate 4 words. Are you out of your mind? He paused, his tone dripping with derision. Do you think I don't know who you are? Please don't tell me that the daughter of the Sue family is merely here to assist me by coincidence. My silence was deafening. What sort of insipid man was this male lead? No, you misunderstand, big brother. I genuinely came to gain work experience. I harbor no ulterior motives towards you. Rest assured. Gu Lin wore an expression that clearly said, I'm just watching you squirm. Just then, a commotion erupted at the door behind me. I thought liberation was at hand, finally exhaling in relief, only to hear the door swing open. A piercing, venomous voice rang out. Su Xingsheng, I won't allow you to seduce my brother Gu Lin. I turned in shock to meet Lin Luoyao's furious, envious visage. In the next moment, she lunged forward, shoving me with considerable force. I collided painfully with the wall, a sharp pain radiating from my shoulder. Lin Luoyao glared at me with a malevolence that suggested she wished to flay me alive. Su Shengsheng, are you not ashamed? Before I could respond, she pointed an accusatory finger at me. I just had a spat with Gu Lin, and you waltz into his office to seduce him? How can you be such an indiscreet sister? Let me tell you, even if you are the daughter of the Sue family, don't dare think you can steal Gu Lin away from me. He is not a man who craves power. Lin Luoyao's words seemed to delight Gu Lin immensely. He smugly remarked, Darling, don't be upset. I won't be swayed by her. My heart belongs solely to you. He appeared to revel in this 2 women vying for 1-man drama. Just then, my brother Su Yan materialized at the doorway, holding a cup of milk tea and a bag of snacks. Brother? I called out, pondering. Does this scene occur in the original text? It seems my brother never met Gu Lin until after the protagonist gave birth, right? Now what? The baby isn't even born yet, and the father and stepfather are meeting head-on. My brother cast a dark glance at my shoulder. Upon seeing him, Lin Luoyao seemed emboldened. Yen, what are you doing here? Did you bring me my favorite bubble tea? Su Shengsheng has crossed the line, openly attempting to seduce Gu Lin in the office. Thankfully, I arrived in time to discipline my sister. Gu Lin scrutinized my brother, his tone unfriendly. Darling, how do you know Su? How does he know you love bubble tea? Do you have private dealings? This scene of rivalry over the female protagonist was one I had read about many times in novels. But experiencing it firsthand was another matter entirely. What will my brother do? Will he angrily interrogate Lin Luoyao about her relationship with Gu Lin? Then whisk her away? No. He might feign strength, forcing Lin Luoyao to choose between him and Gu Lin, only to be left heartbroken afterward. Ouch, that girl is strong. I really felt that hit. As I observed my brother's increasingly dark expression, I eagerly awaited his response. What path would he choose? In the next moment, my brother approached me, setting the snacks on the floor before gently guiding me from the wall to a chair. I noticed the bag contained all my favorite treats. He then picked up Gulin's office phone and dialed a number. Hello, 110? I want to report a disturbance at the company. Someone has intentionally caused harm. As soon as he finished speaking, Lin Luoyao's eyes widened in disbelief. Ayen, what are you doing? I was equally bewildered. Could the plot unfold this way? The delicate female protagonist was about to be sent to the police station by the most devoted second male lead? While awaiting the police, my brother inserted a straw into the milk tea and handed it to me. He then opened a bag of chips and offered them to me. I was genuinely touched. But alas, my brother had to speak. His brow furrowed. Su Xingxing, how could you be so naive at your age, still allowing yourself to be bullied? I intended for you to enjoy some snacks until quitting time, but look at you, now you've injured your shoulder. Next time someone dares to touch you, you best retaliate. Understand? Every day, you truly give me no peace of mind. Lin Luoyao's complexion fluctuated between pale and flushed, her lips trembling with a sense of injustice as she bit down on her lower lip. Ayen, please allow me to explain. The situation is not as you perceive. I merely wished to assist you in guiding your sister. I never intended to harm her. My brother grimaced in disdain. You think you can discipline her? Do you truly believe you are in a position to do so?
Sobe. In this world, only a brother is truly good.
A sister with a brother is like a treasure. Gulin could no longer remain silent. He interjected on Lin Luoyao's behalf. Mr. Su, you are being excessively aggressive. Su Xingxing merely bumped into her. It was not a significant matter, yet you called the police.
Now,
Luoyao will be taken away by the authorities in public. How can a young girl face the world after such humiliation? Why not do this? Listen to me. Let her apologize to Su Xingxing, and we can consider the matter resolved. I could not comprehend the protagonist's perspective and was profoundly shocked. Fortunately, my brother paid him no mind, treating his words as mere nonsense. 10 minutes later, the police arrived. After reviewing the surveillance footage and asking a few basic questions, they prepared to take Lin Luoyao away. She struggled, collapsing in front of my brother, her lips pale, her eyes rimmed with red, shimmering with defiant tears. Ah Yen, do you truly despise me so much that you would ruin my life? The female protagonist exhibited a certain dedication to her plight, indeed. Even as she faced detention, she continued to perform her tragic role. Such a scene seemed utterly absurd even to the seasoned officers present. Ms. Lin, the evidence of your assault on Miss Su is irrefutable. We are merely taking you to the station for a reprimand. This matter has no relation to Mr. Su. Yet Lin Luoyao covered her ears, crying, I won't listen, I won't listen. Before being led away, she cast me a venomous glare, as if to say, this is all your fault, and I shall settle the score with you later. I was unwilling to back down. Approaching her, I gently patted her abdomen, grinning mischievously as I whispered, Little one, your stepfather no longer wants you. Lin Luoyao fumed, her anger palpable. After she was taken away, 2 more security guards approached. These guards seized Gu Lin by the arms, and he flailed his legs wildly, his expression exaggerated. Let go of me. What are you doing? My brother lifted his eyelids slightly. Director Gu, you are terminated. Gu Lin's face was one of disbelief as he retorted angrily. On what grounds? I did not harm anyone. My brother merely smiled, nonchalantly. Well, you did not harm anyone. However, someone has anonymously reported you for sexually harassing a female employee. My brother, as expected, was impeccable in his retort. Lin Luoyao endured 7 days of reprimand at the police station. I anticipated that upon her release, she would immediately come seeking retribution. Yet, she vanished as if she had evaporated from the earth, leaving no trace. Gu Lin also disappeared following his dismissal by my brother. A sense of unease crept over me, akin to the calm before a storm. Once my shoulder healed, I resolved to visit the company once more. Without prior notice to my family, I arrived at the office, finding my father and brother engaged in a meeting. I settled into a chair at the entrance, waiting. Through the glass, I observed my father with a furrowed brow, while my brother spoke sternly. The crisis we face this time is considerable, but the more they suppress us, the less we can afford to lose our composure. Although I do not yet know who leaked such critical materials, I will find this person and ensure they face the legal consequences they deserve. I believe that if our board stands united, we will undoubtedly overcome this challenge. It appeared that the company was in turmoil. However, in the original narrative, the Su Corporation's bankruptcy was a matter set for 6 months hence. Could it be that the preceding events had altered the timeline, precipitating the bankruptcy crisis? We could not afford to be idle. I meticulously recalled the plot regarding the company's collapse, seeking a breakthrough. In the original story, The crisis arose when a rival family unexpectedly acquired a portion of the technological core of the company's new product. They subsequently manufactured a batch of substandard goods and flooded the market with them. In the short term, customers were unable to discern the quality of the products and opted for the cheaper, inferior alternatives. As a result, the Sue Corporation's cash flow was halted, severing the financial chain. Initially, my mother had intended to sell stocks to alleviate the situation. Yet, the shares she held plummeted in value. In summary, to navigate this impending bankruptcy crisis, a substantial influx of liquid capital was essential. I decided to seek out my mother for assistance. Upon returning home, I found her anxiously glued to the computer in her study. I overheard her muttering, "What can be done? The stocks are still falling." Drawing closer, I confirmed that among the 10 stocks my mother had invested in, 9 were in the red. In a moment of determination, my mother resolved to sell all of them. At that moment, I noticed one particular stock. Heiress Film Industry? Isn't that the company invested in by the third male lead? He hasn't made his appearance yet, but according to the timeline, it should be soon. Barring unforeseen circumstances, this stock is bound to hit the ceiling within 10 days. However, how can I persuade my mother not to sell this one? I have little knowledge of these matters, and she likely would not believe me even if I spoke up. My mother paused, her hand gripping the mouse tightly. She looked at me with an expression of disbelief, her words caught in her throat. I felt a pang of guilt. It's all my fault for being so lackadaisical, merely indulging in food and drink at home. At such a critical juncture, my inability to contribute renders my words devoid of persuasive power. My mother took a deep breath, then tenderly stroked my head, as if to offer encouragement and solace. "My dear, can you help me decide which stocks to sell and which to keep?" Without hesitation, I replied, "Keep Heiress Film Industry. Sell the rest." She smiled. "Very well. I shall heed my daughter's advice." I believed that by patiently waiting 10 days, as Heiress stock rose, we could resolve the Sue Corporation's crisis. Yet, unexpectedly, the company suffered another severe blow. This time, it was Lin Luoyao. She sought help from netizens using her social media account. In her video, she appeared utterly despondent, tears streaming down her face. I had no choice but to resort to this method to seek assistance from everyone. "I am 4 months pregnant, yet the father of my child has abandoned us. I can endure hunger and cold, but my unborn child should not suffer such hardships. As a mother, I feel I have failed my child. I cannot provide a healthy and prosperous environment for him. I truly love my child. I cannot bear to lose him. I implore everyone to save the little life growing within me, so he may safely enter this world." The video concluded with a blurry montage. Yet I could still discern that it was filmed in front of my home. The man appearing in the footage was my brother, Su Yan. As he held Lin Luoyao's hand, gazing at her with deep affection, "I will take responsibility for the child you carry." Following that was a scene of my father striking him across the face. Then came my brother telling Lin Luoyao that he intended to sever all ties with her. This surreptitious filming and malicious editing were executed flawlessly. The comment section was filled with vitriol. Netizens swiftly uncovered my brother's identity, and the backlash intensified. "Scoundrel. Truly repugnant. Abandoning a girl after getting her pregnant. Why doesn't such a man just disappear? His father is no better, merely enabling his son to shirk responsibility. I say, girls should be more self-respecting. If you don't engage in such activities, how could you end up pregnant? Are those in the previous comments insane? The victim is to blame? The male protagonist hails from the esteemed Sue group. It is utterly inconceivable that he would take a woman, heavily pregnant, into his household. To put it plainly, this is nothing but an abuse of power, a malignant tumor of society. In an instant, the Sue group became the target of public scorn. Despite the fact that my family donates millions annually to charitable foundations, it is disheartening that one woman's slander has transformed my father into the vilified, malevolent capitalist in the eyes of the netizens. The public outcry escalated to such an extent that numerous partners, succumbing to societal pressure, opted to terminate their contracts with the group. At this rate, the company could face bankruptcy within 10 days. I resolved to take action. Armed with a voice recorder, I made my way to the office. Indeed, Lin Luoyao awaited at the entrance. The male lead, Gu Lin, had become an unemployed drifter. For the sake of her unborn child, it seemed she was resolutely intent on clinging to my brother. The security guard barred her entry, and she tearfully implored, "Please, dear security officer, I only wish to catch a glimpse of Ian. Just let me in." She assured, "I promise, I will leave as soon as I see him." I approached from behind and exchanged a knowing glance with the guard. After a moment's hesitation, he allowed her to enter. On the 5th floor, My brother's office awaited. Lin Luoyao appeared unperturbed by my presence as she bit her lower lip, her eyes swollen like walnuts. Ian, why have you been so cruel to me? Do you have any idea how many nights I've cried until midnight?
Her words puzzled me. Huh.
Did she stop crying precisely at 12? Why was she watching the clock while weeping? My brother grimaced in disgust. What you posted online has severely tarnished both the company's and my personal reputation. If you do not delete it, I will resort to legal action. She protested. Ian, you were never like this. You promised to love me always and take care of me. My brother inhaled deeply, opting for a forthright confrontation. Lin Luoyao, the child in your womb is not mine. You are 4 months pregnant, yet I woke up beside you after a night of drinking. That incident occurred a month ago. Setting aside whether I even touched you that night, you are carrying another man's child. Why should I be responsible? Is this not akin to a dung beetle donning a mask, utterly shameless? I was astounded by this unexpected twist. It turned out my brother had been inebriated, mistakenly believing he had been intimate with Lin Luoyao. It seemed her schemes were more intricate than I had anticipated. Lin Luoyao, now in a state of panic, resorted to desperate measures. I don't care. You promised to take responsibility. I have nowhere to live. I can't afford food. I simply cannot survive. If you want me to delete the video, then you must give me a sum of money. My brother, struggling to contain his fury, retorted. Haven't I already given you 500,000? Lin Luoyao blinked innocently, as if it were a matter of course. I've spent it all. I needed clothes, bags, manicures, and hotels cost a fortune per night, not to mention food. It simply wasn't enough. My brother impatiently inquired, how much do you intend to demand? Lin Luoyao boldly declared, at least 10 million. Raising a child today is costly. To enroll them in the best kindergartens and elementary schools, that's the price. My son certainly cannot be inferior to others. This amount may not even suffice, and if it falls short, I will come back to you. I could no longer tolerate her audacity. Sister, do you believe the Su family is a cash cow or a fool? You carry Gu Lin's child. Why not demand money from him instead of my brother? I assure you, the 500,000 we provided was already an act of kindness. Not a penny more will we part with. Lin Luoyao glared at me in anger. If you don't pay, I won't delete the video. I smirked very well. Then, don't delete it. Her gaze faltered, and she turned to leave, hurling insults at me, calling me a shameless harlot and a lunatic. That evening, I uploaded the entire recording online. The next day, the tide of public opinion shifted dramatically. Lin Luoyao became the one subjected to scorn from netizens. I can't believe such a shameless person exists. This is like using gauze to wipe one's backside. What a show. Demanding money while pregnant with another's child, her logic escapes me. So it wasn't a lack of funds, but rather diverting money to buy clothes and bags? I even donated 100 yuan to her the other day. What a fraud. Return my living expenses. She has hands and feet, yet can't afford to raise a child? Lin Luoyao continued to rebut the netizens in the comments. Do you understand maternal love? My demands for money are solely for my child. Why can Su Shengsheng buy clothes and bags while I cannot? It's just 100 yuan. I wouldn't even care if you returned it. Earning money to raise a child? Work is too exhausting. I don't want to go. Is there a job where I can earn money without leaving home? Her antics only incited further outrage from the online community. Moreover, since she had revealed her face in the video, netizens dug deeper and Gu Lin, the biological father of the child, could not evade scrutiny. I had assumed he would be unemployed after being dismissed by my brother, but to my surprise, he was now employed at a rival company, and his position was not insignificant. It seemed the truth was on the verge of surfacing. During dinner, my mother burst into the living room, clutching her laptop, visibly excited. It's risen. It truly has. My father and brother exchanged bewildered glances. What has risen? My mother slapped her thigh. The stocks. The one Shengsheng mentioned, Hengxi Media, has been on a continuous rise for 3 days. My father picked up his chopsticks and remarked, "What's the big deal? You didn't invest much in that stock." My mother shot him a glare.
Who said that?
After Shengsheng's advice, I sold off other stocks and invested all the money in that one. Since it's all a gamble, why not go for a big bet? We three stared wide-eyed. My father's chopsticks pausing midair. Truly, my mother possessed remarkable audacity. A heroine. I bow to you. Thanks to the stock situation, the crisis facing the Su family was finally averted. Meanwhile, my brother had not been idle. Upon discovering Gu Lin's new employment, he promptly launched an investigation. Eventually, he uncovered a trail within the documents left in Gu Lin's office. As expected, Gulin, as a director, held a wealth of technical materials. While not exhaustive, this was sufficient to secure considerable advantages for the rival company. In fact, he likely employed such underhanded tactics to orchestrate the downfall of the Sioux Group. Once the culprit was identified, the remaining steps were straightforward. In the business world, my brother was known for his decisiveness. He swiftly gathered evidence of Gulin's breach of company confidentiality and turned it over to the authorities. Not only that, but he leveraged his connections to have Gulin featured as a prime example of financial crime on a legal channel. On the television screen, Gulin, utterly despondent, was led away in a police car, murmuring, "How could this happen? I don't want to go to prison. I was about to be promoted to general manager. There must be some mistake." I rolled my eyes and switched off the television. There was indeed a problem. Your brain is the issue. Does he truly believe he can achieve success by any means simply because he fancies himself the protagonist? Please, this is a society governed by law. Soon, the court's verdict was delivered. Gulin was not only ordered to compensate the company for nearly 10 million yuan in losses, but also faced a 3-year prison sentence. Lin Luoyao could no longer remain composed. She had lost the support of my brother, and now, even the biological father of her child, Gulin, was destined for prison. Lin Luoyao knelt at my doorstep, tears streaming down her face, pleading, "Again, I implore you, spare Gulin. He did not act with malice. Your company is thriving and has not suffered any repercussions. Can't you show some mercy?" She continued. Moreover, Gulin's actions were a result of being dismissed in a moment of anger. I chuckled. You think that throwing a tantrum is amusing? It's not that simple. Every year, countless individuals face unemployment, and yet none resort to crime. Lin Luoyao sobbed, her voice barely coherent. What am I to do? What will happen to my unborn child? She lamented. Even before birth, he is without a father. Why must my life be so wretched? Wretched? It was not misfortune. It was her unrealistic aspirations. She had clung to my brother when he was in power and now sought refuge in Gulin after the Sioux family's downfall. Her calculations were painfully transparent. My brother, visibly irritated, urged her to leave. Yet Lin Luoyao clung desperately to his leg, gazing down at her abdomen, lost in thought. Moments later, she suddenly brandished a fruit knife, lunging towards me in a frenzy. With red-rimmed eyes, she screamed hysterically, "Su Shengsheng. It was you who incited the rift between me and a yen. You wretched woman. You already possess everything. Why do you seek to harm me intentionally?" She accused. "I only wish for my child to have a good life. What is wrong with that? Why is it that you, born into privilege, can live so lavishly while I, a mere waste, suffer? You should perish." The scene spiraled into chaos. My brother swiftly disarmed her, but was inadvertently cut in the process. "Brother, Xiao Yan." My parents and I were horrified. Fortunately, Lin Luoyao, being pregnant, lacked the strength, and the wound on my brother's arm was not severe. We collectively breathed a sigh of relief. My father promptly retrieved his phone to call the police, while my mother shielded my brother and me protectively, fearing Lin Luoyao might act recklessly again. But Lin Luoyao collapsed, seemingly having experienced a miscarriage. She clutched her abdomen in agony, beads of cold sweat forming on her forehead. I vaguely noticed a stain of red on her jeans. Ultimately, an ambulance took Lin Luoyao away, as she was nearly unconscious from the pain by the time the police arrived. She had suffered a miscarriage. Moreover, she was sentenced to 3 years in prison for attempted murder. Originally, she could have joined her beloved Gulin in labor, but her mental state deteriorated after her loss. Lin Luoyao was committed to a psychiatric hospital. According to her caretakers, she rambled incessantly, muttering, "I am the heroine. All men should love me. How could they reject me? What about my child? I still need him to reconnect with Gulin. I am destined to be the general manager's wife. I refuse to remain here." In the end, the male third lead and the heroine did meet, albeit in a psychiatric facility. The acclaimed actor had taken on a new role requiring him to portray a character with multiple personalities. To refine his craft, he observed the behaviors of mental health patients, with the heroine becoming one of his subjects. However, I suspect he would not fall in love with this deranged patient. Once the dust settled, my father thrust me into the company for practical training once more. This time, I was assigned to the advertising department, where my supervisor entrusted me with relatively leisurely tasks, allowing me to indulge in food and drink while occasionally admiring male models. Yet, I was taken aback to unexpectedly encounter the actor there. He had become the spokesperson for a sub-brand under the Sioux Group. Upon seeing him, I was momentarily stunned. Is this the male third lead? Fuziu. His looks, why is he the male third lead? He is even more handsome in person than on screen. Fuziu's face flushed slightly. But is his physique truly as impressive as in the photos? It seems like all celebrities have chiseled abs. Are his real? How I wish I could touch them. Lost in my thoughts, I failed to notice Fuziu's increasingly peculiar expression. He suddenly spoke, interrupting my reverie. My abs are not what you think. I nodded. Oh.
Wait.
Can he hear my thoughts? The story concludes here. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and give a thumbs up to support. Until next time, farewell.